Hi. I'm exploring the region of Hisui. And right now I'm in this ice temple. Some sort of snow point temple. And Garlo was defeated. Gold X-ray against the Violet Zubat. X-ray used the sack. It's super effective. Great, X-ray defeated Zubat. X-ray used Strong Style fight against Banzan and it's super effective. Go, Floatzel. Floatzel used Strong Style Arceus against Banzan. Great, Floatzel, Banzan was defeated. There are 3 panels fitted into the door. Each panel has a pattern carved into it. There are faint traces of words carved on the door as well, without the statue's gaze. Which panel will you press first? I'll press the rock panel first, and then the steel panel, and then the ice panel. I press the panels. Looks very recovered from painting.
Max Nuke's base HP was restored by 60 points, and then by 41 points. There are 3 panels filled into the door. Each panel has a pattern carved into it. There are faint traces of words carved on the door as well, with all the statue's gaze. Which panel will you press first? Which panel do you want to press next? I'll pick the back panel. I'll pick the steel panel. And I'll pick the back panel. And I'll press the ice panel. I press the panels. There are 3 panels put into the door. Each panel has a pattern carved into it. There are faint traces of words carved on the door as well, with the statue's gaze. Which panel will you press first? First I'll press steel, then I'll press the ice panel. Furthermore, I will then press the back panel, followed by the ice panel, and then the steel panel, and then that little back panel. I pressed the panels. Open sesame. Jeebus. Being laid upon. The Pokemon. Oh, good. Oh man, so fast. So good. Man. What's that? What's up, Brown? Me to go back. Sabby says, I guess I've been cast over naughty done. That's no fun. Hey, remember my clairvoyance? There's suddenly something else. I saw you flying with bravery. Do you think that'll come to pass? I'll make sure it does. Well, however the future turns out, flying with bravery isn't easy. If you really want to be able to fly high in the sky, prove to me that you're strong enough. Can I take his hand? Yup. Now get ready, cause he'll come right by your Magmotel and Nectar Drive, all 3 of them go. Wait for wheels. Okay, maybe not pull out. I'm not really prepared for this gas. Looks for use Thunder Pain against Pearl. I think they're not left in Pearl. It wasn't no toys. Poison gas. Actually, it's poison. I think there'll really seriously be a Pokemon battle. That maybe be some kind of test involving those 3 Pokemon. But so used to answer what a pass can repel.
and super effective. Great job for sorry to fit it in both. Practice. Anyway, that was paralyzed, maybe unable to move. It was magmaized. It was very effective. Driver stuck around. Doesn't look like he's playing through. It's not very effective. Lotso. Use strong style. Battle pulse against Magmotar. It's super effective. Magmotar was defeated. Great job, Magmotar. Plus electrified use electric punch. Lotso was defeated. Go Bunnery. Bunnery, use strong style. Play buff. It wasn't advised offensive stats were lowered. Ducktile used Thunder Punch. Bunnery used Quick Attack against Ducktile. Great Bunnery, you defeated Ducktile. The battle was decided. Bunnery doubled up and wants to move. Sabi says, wow, you caught us and you beat us. You've won all games so far, but Bravely still wants to get to know you even better. Up to the roof we go. Quack, quack. Alright, Bravely, says Sabi. Why not test out a boost strength for yourself? What? Except for all these Pokemon battles. Go Bunnery. Zebus doesn't quite be built for that. I don't often use Max Revive, but I think I'll use one in this case. And X-Ray. X-Ray covered from painting. Not Bravely used boost. But the Bravely's HP is already full. Runner used strong style, baby doll eyes against Bravery. About Bravery's defense stats were good. Bravery keeps using boost, but its HP is already full. Bunnery, use strong style, play buff attack against Bravery. Well, Bravery used boost, that's HP restored. Mainly to use a strong, like a super effective move. Must use a super effective move for this battle. Come back, Bunnery, and gold X-ray. Bravery used double heads, but Bravery was damaged by the recoil. Then Bunnery lowered its defense stats. X-ray used strong style Thunder Feint against the against the Bravery. There's testiness. Go, I can't believe Bravery lost, says Abby. But that's that. Thanks for playing with me. Guess I'll head home now. Bye. Hey. I was kidding. Play along with me on a flute. Okay, I'll play the game pre-kink melody along with you. Bravely opened his heart at the game pre-kink melody and non-draw the sound of a plane.
I've received the sky plate from Bravery. Sky plate, a stone tablet imbued with the essence of flight. When used on a certain Pokemon, it allows that Pokemon to gain the power of the flying type. Thanks, Abby. Says Anime. So, says Abby, having a boot to fly around with, this would be fun for Bravery. Yeah, I'm glad a world where people and Pokemon live and work together, huh? Tell me, why do you think the lightning that comes from the rift would cause these frenzies? Do you think this is our almighty Sinnoh's anger? Or do you think this is a trial it's putting to us? If it is a trial, if we prove ourselves worthy, and we call the last noble, calm Avalag, then the rift really ought to close, right? Even if the one who seems to be clearing this trial is a newcomer like you, not one of us who've been living here in Hisui for ages now. How come you're playing our wise? I thought you weren't a big thinker out of me. Sabi, I can feel history on the move. And as far as I can see, the one uswering in this new era is you. So if I stick with you, someday I might get to meet Almighty Sinnoh myself. The question is, does this need to adamant fascinate you, or bore you to tears, Anyway, Abu, it's time for you to go soar with Bravery. If you jump from way up here, Bravery can take you gliding just about anywhere. But don't forget to get the eternal ice. That's why you need Bravery in the first place, right? Avalak's legacy is down there. Now go get a feel for flying the Bravery when they're done soaring the skies, and until then, just ask him to dive. I can now call Bravery and glide through the air with him. Soaring the skies with Bravery, you can fly high up into the sky and explore the different areas of Hisui from the air. You can summon Bravery using the plus button whenever you may be, and you can also press the A button if you're falling from some height to summon him in a flash. Trying to figure out how to jump again. Oops. Here we go to go Super Mario from the Super Mario Bros. Video games. My alcohol is beeping. I have obtained a piece of eternal ice. Eternal ice, a type of ice bland and beloved by the Lord of the Tundra, Avalag. This ice is said to be fragments of ancient Avalag that lived long ago. Wahahaha. Alas, this summit is conquered. And I see you made it too. Flew down to this place and obtained the eternal ice, did you? What drives that burning steel of yours, I wonder?
gave Garrick the ice. I do have the to be spec there for put in. I still have my doubts right now in my mind, but I will make the necessary preparations so that you can face my Lord Overlook. Maybe at the Ice Peak Arena. Now don't try to repeat the wondrous feat you're about to see me perform. A tall leap like this can only be managed by highly toned bodies like mine. Till next we meet. Why for this Naboo? What a pleasure finding a familiar face, only face in this falcon of the Alabaster Icelands. I came to bring Garrick another sword caps. There's more than willing to have a chat about Overlook. What do you say? Interested in a bit of gossip? Absolutely. Why wouldn't you be? So Overlook, yes, the fifth of Hisui's nobles. That he is, know that he's an absolute beast. Well, yes, according to what I was told, not only does he berate you with chunks of ice, he also fires half massive icicles and he can cast up ice crystals scooped from the ground below you. Doesn't that seem a bit too powerful to shake on? But apparently the Everlag of old could be up to 100 feet tall. Doesn't that seem a bit too big to take on? Oh, you'll be alright. You just have to eat some sword caps, then give your turning all. Nothing better for burning muscle than that. And we're now to the arena. Yes, well, I did want to see the Everlag, but perhaps not at the cost of my life. So I suppose my freezing did it and I will be off. What's up? We'll talk. X-Ray uses strong style Thunder Feint against the Wild Matok. Wild Matok use Mach Punch. Wild Matok use Bulk Up. Defense stats were raised. His defense states were raised as well. X-Ray used Agile style Thunder Feint against the Wild Matok. Wild Matok used Mach Punch. Go ball. Yes, the Matok was caught. Great tip out though, X-Ray. So we are to crawl vlog as you wished. In the end, the strength of your feelings run out, and maybe your real strength comes from the way you rock among both people and Pokemon. Or I suppose obligate to work making some bombs without tunnel ice. I've heard how they are made. With muscles like mine, it'll only be a moment's work. And there you have it. If you truly wish to call a vlog, then rock on, the path lies before you. But know that a vlog will hurl chunks of ice at you without relenting. Need unrivaled dodging ability. Maybe later I'll get here with my Pokemons. Now to go back to snowfield camps. Man, I love this background music. It's jamming. Some like Final Fantasy, like MMORPG type of music. It's awesome. I would like to rest for a little while, meeting my Pokemon. And so my party Pokemon are rested, now happy and healthy again. I'll go back to town and see his name. Take a side quest and like The Pokemon gets enough votes are quite clearly going through how I would put them. Oh, Sims made some new observations. Let's have a look then. I see most many. Hopefully I'll protect this new data. So what would I like to do now? I think I'll just continue exercising. You gotta keep up the good work. Maybe I'm ready enough to reach this. I'll try my best. If we do the best to call, I'll have knock on the pathlight to refer you, but know that I'll like a tongue's advice are you without needing rival dad's ability. I'm going. You're a big boy, yeah? Here's the Lord of the Dwarf. Done that. Have a look. Here's a chance to like a power. Typhlosion, use strong style. Flamethrower attack against Avalak. Avalak used Earth Power. It's super effective. And used it again as well, it's super effective. Typhlosion was defeated. Go, Ablo. Gravlo used strong style rollout against Avalak. It's super effective. Look, let's go down. Now's my chance to throw some bombs. Typhlosion recovered from painting, so I used Fire. He's a post Typhlosion, so HP was to be restored by 60. He's two on bows actually. And so Temple's need speed is now fully healed. This brass battle is super epic and awesome. I love the Pokemon change things up and has these super cool gameplay elements. It's pretty cool. Love it. Don't have frozen. There's a chance to overlook my path. Have frozen, storm style, flamethrower. Overlook respond. Overlook is earth power, super effective. Overlook was hit by its phone. Overlook used earth power, it's super effective. Typhlosion was defeated. Overlook was hit by its phone. Overlook lets that go down with my attempts to throw some bombs. Now to revive Typhlosion again and heal him as well. Typhlosion's speed was healed by 60. I'm using some own berries. Typhlosion's speed was still by 20 points and then by 16 points. Gas, he got me. Everything went black. While our legs breath of attacks is ongoing, concentrate on dodging and wait for a chance to strike back. The powerful beam that our leg launches from the small can be ready with the right button if we use the brief window of an ability to dodge straight through it. We attempt this battle again. So I could go back and level up Typhlosion and all these ice Pokemon, and then face this boss once my Typhlosion is leveled up some more, but I'm pretty sure I can beat this even without leveling up my Pokemons. I believe in my Pokemon, I have faith in them as TrainerAbu. Oh my gosh. Good, that wasn't. That's my chance to overlook my path. That wasn't the strong style flamethrower against overlook. It's super effective. Nah, never mind. Oh no, overlook is hot power, never super effective though. I'm gonna use hot power again. That person was defeated. Go Avalo. Avalo is style ball. It's super effective. Avalo fixed on using the wall. Avalo is Blizzard. Avalo avoid the attack.
Diablo used trance style. Wow. Super effective. Legends countdown 20,000 bombs. I've lost my color from waiting. I've lost my speed was restored by 60. I've lost my speed was restored by 20. I've lost my speed was restored by 16. Go Gravlo! Oops. Yeah, go Gravlo! It's Abla! Look, my soul, Abla, me, my Pokemon's power. Lucky Splittle. Super effective. Gravlo was defeated. Gold Typhlosion. Typhlosion used Storm Style, Flamethrower against Double-Lag. Double-Lag used Earth Power. That's super effective. Typhlosion used Storm Style, Flamethrower against Double-Lag. Like let's go down and find 10,000 bombs. I used to buy one Gravlo, and it's recovered from mate speed. I saw use a boss 9 Typhlosion. I saw use 2 boss 9 Typhlosion list, and also type boss 9 Gravlo as well. Furthermore, I used some one berries to 40 home. Gold Typhlosion. Use potential Overlag and my Pokemon's power. Typhlosion needs Strong Style Flamethrower against Overlag. Overlag uses Earth Power. It's super effective. And they use Earth Power again. It's super effective. Typhlosion was defeated. Go Gravlo. Gravlo used Strong Style Raw Attack against Overlag.
super effective. Graveler Spectre needs to know-how. Blacky's Blizzard. Graveler avoid the attack. Great going, Graveler. Graveler continue to use raw, it's super effective. Look, let's go down, let's my dance, throw some bombs. Yes. Go bomb bag. Mystical. Yeah. Well, my Pokemon's leveled up. Gasp. What a cool Pokemon. I received the Ice Gold Plate from Muffler. The Ice Gold Plate, the Storm Tablet imbued with the essence of Ice. When used on a certain Pokemon, allows that Pokemon to gain the power of the Ice type. Gurk, so he didn't look so downcast. But seeing mighty Avila called by such a slight child, a child that fell from the very sky. Is this Abu boy some kind of monster in disguise? He is no monster. He's the one who risked his life without a second thought in order to call from the suffering nobles. Abu. I saw it. I don't even know I'm streaming. Get kills the Pug clan with his heart and believes now money with snow just as deeply. So he has felt more than any of us to get involved with the Diamond clan.
no galaxy team could cast out people to flag. And that he wasn't how many signal. But they were saying. I read that. I know how it feels routine fun to see what I've seen. Abu has much to teach us. He's shown us how we can overcome our enough strife as to still answer Pokemon with us. He's made me want to help Glaceon. Well, I've got strength as well and to see my whole world grow broader. It seems they're already teens. I knew you could pull that off, Abu. You called every last frenzy noble. So is that space-time rift going to start closing up now or what? There's still a way of knowing for sure. Well, the rift does seem perhaps a little smaller somehow. Let's hope so anyway. Or with any luck things will slow down now. Although even if the rift does spit out of the strange lane, we should still be all right as long as we've got TrainerAbu. Indeed we should be. It's good to have him by our side. You know something Oda? You may never agree on who's got it right about Almighty. Sinnoh, but you poor clan folks aren't all bad in my book. Look who's funny, seen reason. Anyway, now that we've called the last noble, I say we pay Grim Old Commando a visit and see if we'll finally crack a smile for us. I'll go to the snowfield camp. Like the best for a little while. I'd like to report myself results to the professor. I still made some new observations. It seems to have reported not if we would. I'm home. I see most may now update or protect this new data. Movements to call Lord Overlock. Fantastic stuff as always. I'm sure the commander is able to give really enough report. To the village. You can go around even more on that start of yours if you want the took to packing things in. I can teach you what I really say teach me. If I can initiative, my teaching fees need 5,000 the symbol is for money though. Alright, yes please. Perfect, and only your oil moment. That means space to keep a more kind of item my satchel. And that's how there is to it. You see how much space you can fit in by packing things rightly. Once you're able to carry more things, those mirrors could teach you. What do you say? Teach me. Like as initiative, my teaching fees need 6,000. Alright, yes please. Perfect, and only your moment. Made space to keep one more kind of item in my satchel. That's how there is to it. See how much more you can fit in by packing things rightly. You want to be able to give you more things, this milk will teach you what to say. Maybe little. There are times when a single extra item can mean the difference between life and death, you know. There are some requests in the black road is from the right tech. Snow white Vulpix in the snow. Keke, a security corps fell from Alola. Has several Vulpix, but he calls them Kyo. Track him down and see what he's requesting to us. But no other requests. Each of the Pokemon almost became frenzied. Not each of them has been crawled. We still have no explanation for why this calamity befell us, but I'm glad to see it put to an end, and to think peace will be restored to Hisui by the hands of a mysterious red-born helper. When tomorrow dawns, it will dawn on a road restored to normalcy, and at last we'll be able to return to our normal lives. Go nourish yourself with the wildflower and allow yourself a good long rest. Don't forget the Silver Cove's work is not over. It's not end until people can live here in Hisui without fearing the Pokemon around us. Does anybody know the Tundra? Complete. Mission complete. To go Star Fox. From Star Fox 64. Thanks for this nice, sizable helping of potato malty bunny old some. Oh, and if there's anything else they would recommend, by all means, bring it out. Having noble so-called puts a grave threat to rest. Now it's time we focused on our survey work, but we still can't let our guard down. Von Vogler about the Pokemon, of course. I certainly had my reservations as to whether our luck needed calling. If it means bringing calm to a run, then I suppose we did the right thing. Yes, someone might have been under attack by some frenzied noble this very moment if TrainerAbu hadn't come falling out of the sky to us. I still wonder though, does relish the space-time rift anyway? Whether we'll make it finally go. But if the rift were to win us, would that leave a boost on it hill? I guess so. But our little team is certainly very practiced at investigating things by now. We'll look into the matter and find a solution, I have no doubt. And even if we don't, you always have a home here in Super Life Relatable. Now then, tomorrow's soon upon us, and it'll be another hard day at work for the Silver Corps. Don't forget where we got our sights on. Nothing less than a completed Pokédex. That's right, we'll get done with Abu in the lead and me as the valiant assistant. Assistant, come now, Curry, don't sell yourself short, you're a full-fledged member of the Silver Corps too. Oh, thanks for that, Professor. Then I guess I'd better eat my fill and get plenty of energy for another long day tomorrow. Back home. 10 keys. That doesn't sound good. What's going on? Disaster looming. Go outside and see what's happening. Let's go help out the Snow White Vulpix though. Wait, what is going on? Hey, boo. Some sort of dreadful energy seems to be pouring from the rift in space-time. Now the entire sky has gone red. I have word from the commander. You are to report to his office at once. The way the sky has changed, it is ominous, very ominous indeed. What's this about, Commander? You did call us out to discuss the carnival and the nobles, didn't you? That can wait. There is a more pressing concern here that must be addressed. The first strike of that strange lightning, the one that drove Cleaver into a frenzy, it struck the night that Abu fell from the sky, did it not? It only seems natural to think that the two events might be linked in some way. Who or what are you really, TrainerAbu? I don't really know. Indeed. You came from the rift, as did the lightning. You're connected to these frenzies, are you not? Did you think to gain our trust by calling the frenzies you yourself brought about? And having gained our trust, what then? What is it you're really after here? Nuh-uh. Hold on, Commander. There's nothing to suggest Abu has around us. Exactly, and besides, do you really think he's got the sort of fearsome power it'll take to make all this happen? Let me ask you in turn, can you prove beyond a doubt that he is free from guilt? This person, that stranger peeled out of a rift in space-time, who Hill can guarantee he is who he says. Who Hill can guarantee he is to be trusted. But no one can do that. You're asking us to prove a negative. How is anyone supposed to prove the absence of all doubt? Come on, let's be reasonable. What is Abu supposed to do then? He will be given the chance to investigate this latest disaster, but not as a member of the Galaxy team. He remains a suspect until he can clear his name. There are those in our village who cannot trust a stranger like you who fell from the sky, and so I must ask you to leave. Spines of secret mana. You are no longer welcome in the Galaxy team. When the guy gets the minute sword and then they say Bennett gets the monster boat. Let's consider yourself banished from this village until you can explain why these communities keep frowning on good people. No, until you'll be restored our world to its rightful state, and proving no innocent beyond doubt. Give me huge flashbacks from the village outlaw to kicks the main hero out and secret mana for Super Nintendo. Anyway, is that clear setting? Yes, sir. How can you act so heartless? Don't you believe in TrainerAbu? Do not attempt to intervene on his behalf. I will do what I must as the commander of the Galaxy Expedition Team. But I have not forgotten your deeds nor the unusual skill you've displayed, TrainerAbu. That is why I have chosen to let you back out of here free rather than clap you in chains. You're to be expelled from the village like in Secret Mana for the Super Nintendo? What? Why? What are those? Let's go. This way. I really want to talk about the Snow White Vulpix though, but okay. I'll be back to the village because I want to help out the... No, don't think I'm scary. I want to help out the Snow White Vulpix. Man, I have a feeling I'll be back to complete that tech the NPC that needs help with the Snow White Vulpix. How can I want to do such a thing? I can speak to except to this from a stranger from the sky. I just want to help out the one person from Alola with a Snow White Vulpix he needs helping with. But I'm being expelled from the village before I can talk to the NPC by the house. We can take it from here, man. Understood. However, this decision was mine to accept this stranger as a member of the Soviet Corps. It is only right that I should personally escort him from the village into the Fieldlands camp. I also seem half. That's right, naturally. I'll allow it. Then I'll mark you all down as bound for the Fieldland camp. Fieldlands camp. Safe travels, everyone. I can't believe the boss would do this. He was acting on his own orders when you called the frenzied nobles. Quite right. Oh well, even if it did happen to fall from the sky, that hardly gives you the power to turn it red. This is utterly intolerable, and, I might add, absolutely unscientific. As a man of science, I must fight such illogical thinking tooth and nail. You must not. You've only caused a boom in pain if you are driven out as well for defending him. However, there are others who might offer help. You've been an aid to both the Diamond Clan and the Pearl Clan. Of course, perhaps Elderman or other might take you in. I'm afraid they'll both already returned to the respectable settlements. Perhaps you could try to go find land first? He's likely to be at the Grand Tree Arena. Don't die alone out there, that's no. I wouldn't so you have all you need to complete the survey the commander has tasked you with, if I might you for my advice. In this life you meet both admiration and abuse from others. Others choose to be with the choice only they can make. You cannot make it for them. All that truly matters is that you hold firm to your own values. Well, that's pretty much the old form to own values. What if the dream I first shared with you on the Prelude Beach to complete the Pokédex? That dream simply won't come true without you. Welcome broken off for the hill. That is great.
The crystal looks extra shiny. I'll check what's in it. Go Bunnery. Thank you, Bunnery. I got some Stardust also. I'm curious what Stardust do in this game. Lovely red sand that flows between the wrinkles with a loose, silky feel. Stardust can be sold at a low price at the tunnel store. Nature's Pantry. Thank you, by the way. You, when the boat did you do? Look at the side of that rift. If lightning starts pouring from it, all the Pokemon in Hisui could be thrown into a frenzy. Entire clans in panic now. I should have known that the only thing that could have come from that rift was disaster. I need help. Help. However, that's not exactly something I can do. It's not that I wouldn't like to help you, but I would put you in a difficult position. I truly do wish that I could repay you for calling Cleavo's frenzy as you did. You must know that, but that's nothing I alone can do for you. Wouldn't might be able to help you though. She's a kind woman after all. You'll most likely find Maya at the Von Bridge. I believe it's a very significant place for her. I'm sure that somewhere in the vastness of Hisui there's a place for you as well. Not to seek out mine. Thank you, Bunnery. My, says Mai, what a frightful sky. Such a disturbing sight would be enough to put anyone ill at ease. You don't know about Brother's Ball, do you? I don't know. I suppose it was too much to expect that you could already have an answer to all this. I heard from our leader what happened. You can't return to the village of yours, can you? But I'm afraid that Diamond Clan cannot be the ones to save you. The Diamond Clan could then put over the Galaxy team if things went badly. I think you would regard that as much as anyone. The Great Brother took line kin to you about need to offer you my support. But alas, forgive me. I cannot help you with this. Now, but in hope time solves all things. Besides your talent for making your own way in the world, I have no doubt you'll continue to find a path to walk.
Cool. Sinks is awesome. What's up, awesome Sinks? Awesomeness. What's up, little buddy? Strange events seem to follow you wherever you go, don't they? So Cosmo, couldn't have been below. Found you at last, Abu. I've been looking over for you, you know. What would I do if I were to lose one of my favorite customers? Don't worry, I've already heard what happened. I could much know all the Hudson of Stain and Breeze of the latest bills after all. It seems you're in quite a prince. No place for you among the Diamond Clan or the Pearl Clan, to say nothing of how poorly the Galaxy team has treated you. But not to worry. There will still close the Hisui region, where we can start you away in secret. I know a spot that will be the perfect hideaway. Leave it all up to me. Here we are. I know, it's no palace. But you know, the saying about burgers and noodles. I must speak to the person who does so at the retreat. Crossmark, who does this retreat says. So can no work to come past me again, even beneath the bleeding sky you never seen. Always a pleasure, mistress Cardita. Be right back. I'm back, but I'm afraid I'm not here to some more of Hisui Smith's lessons. No mistress, thank you, just Cordita, and this is... Why, Abu is the man over there. He's the one who called the frenzy of all the Pokemon almost, believe it or not. The poets you spoke of, lost in time and space. Dear me, last one, it seems I'll be able to fulfill my duty at long last thanks to you. Last one? Indeed, I am to guide you, last one, for the task can be one great task of us to you. Words in space-time must be mended, lest time and space themselves be thrown out of balance. Welcome, you may enter my dear hideaway. There's much to be told. The space-time rift is said to be a portal to the innumerable other dimensions. And ones that roam far and further still from ours, towards our medicinal. The Brooklands. The expanse from Terry quantity to infinity and expands to all sides above and below. And up and down, all around time, trace the path we tread from the hill and out onto the future. All space eons, all encompassingly, soundiness in every direction. You see, don't you? The two together, time and space, comprise our creation universe. How can one claim that either is greater than the other, as those two claims do? Inseparable. Perhaps the truth is closer to a wonder such as you, one who has known other ages. Now listen, last one, here's what you must do. Hisui holds 3 lakes of great importance: Lake Verity, Lake Radar, and Lake Incurity. At each stars a Pokemon said to embody one aspect of the mind. Complete the trials each will set you, and build their gifts to the shrouded ruins. There you may receive the red saying, with it perhaps you combine the words together. Bind the word, you say, you mean it won't close the rift? Kindly spare me your doubts, young man. I know the old words and what they bid us do, how true they are is mine to know. Regardless of their truth, I am bound to pass them on. How careless of my ancestors leave their legends to their children, that are fat, with the hearts of would cast them. But here we are, you know your duty, and you'll do it, won't you? Of course. There's nobility knowing what must be done and seeing to it. My arc phone is beeping. I can see the location of 3 lakes marked to my arc phone. Mistress Cartita has got a lovely workbench here. If you need materials, I'll be glad to help. I'm always happy to do business with you. So the pastors. That is a problem, isn't it? What shall we do about that indeed? Abba! What was that cry? Have we now lost a Pokemon as well as our soul? Do see to it, please. How could I refuse you, man? Off we go, Abu. Cordita says, what was that cry? Have we now lost a Pokemon as well as last child? Do see to it, please. That's not bad, doesn't sound like. It's hello, it's not bad. Where did you teleport from, little fellow? And it's got a little dust to you, Abu. You take a closer look at the letter, I'm delighted. To Abu, you may use my Pokemon as a go-to between to assist the pastors and duplicate villages. I've also ensured that you'll be able to utilize our base camps without issue. I have every confidence in abilities and adapt survey codes to bring this bizarre situation under control promptly. Sincerely, Satan. Survey Corps Captain, Galaxy Expedition Team. Good tidings from the Lord then. It's a secret. Now then, so we would to visit 3 lakes. Doesn't sound like an easy task, that's for sure. Yes, it would be wonderful to have a kind soul who might help us out. Quite the opportunity, aren't you, Rolo? Such a consummate gold mutant. I managed to reassure my people for now. The buildings are keeping a close eye on the marvels too. Seems I was quiet for the moment, and so here we are. But still, we'll never get away with openly aiding you. If you were to undermine the commander's direct orders, relation toward goals, strain. I'm sorry, so we want to help, but without drawing attention, so this be one of us. Your heart's up to you, but the answers will be obvious. Of course they'll choose me. I was the one who got you what you needed. You first out to call Cleaver. You and I made his bombs together. Yes, I choose you. Just like I would expect of you, Abu. You made the right choice, you don't regret it. I choose you with that. So then, what the leftover leader will. Leftover, think again. Abu trusts me enough to leave the tough job up to me alone. I'll be keeping an eye on the commander so I can let you all know if it happens. Of course, of course. The lucky chosen one comes with us to the lakes. We can fill you in on the details as we go.
Well, the first task will be to decide bits of the Hisui region's 3 great lakes to visit first. But yes, we should get moving. I'd rather be back this world together, but if they're amenable to get rid of it, it would only make things worse. I mean, you have whichever lake we choose. Alright, are we there? You and Abu. Oh, you two do what needs doing, okay? Alright, over there, man. What is up, Pavita? Where will you be hunting? I will head there. They're few land cats. They say this lake actually used to be a volcano. Then it erupted, leaving a huge crater that filled with water, and so Lake Verity was born. It is protected by a Pokemon called Mii-Spirit. It was when Mii-Spirit took flight that people first learned the joys and sorrows of living. But that's how the old tales go anyway. My alcophone is beeping. And also it's glowing mysterious little energy too. Made some stuff cave appear. That cave disappeared from nowhere. Is that the alcophone the professor is going on about? Man, technology is so amazing nowadays. In the past I've never takes place, but what surprises wait within a little. Mystical detail seems quite intent that you would have to prove yourself to all 3 of the Pokemon that covered these lakes. The challenge there was nowhere further bring to power. So let's enter the cave. They all feel somehow tempting now. Oh my gosh, I didn't think the trial would involve finding Pokemons. I hope I'm prepared. Resting Pokemon stands before you all. I think that might be the case though. On the cases. You and the Pokemon called Hisui's nobles. You can handle any battle, TrainerAbu. Okay, Rita. Jinkies. And I listen, I leveled up a bit before I went here to face these. Let's go Dublin. Go. Go, dup them. The Alpha Goda is filled with something or other, and then use Auto. Once defense stats were raised and became scored. Dip them, use Hypnosis. The tug obscured, the move missed. Buddha used Iron Tail. Dip them, use Hypnosis. The tug obscured, the move missed. Buddha used Iron Tail. Dip them was defeated. Kogato. Pablo used Mud Snap. The tug obscured, move missed. Buddha used Head Pump. It's super effective. Pablo was defeated. Buddha's no longer obscured. Buddha's defense stats. Good lord. Go Luxray. His Style Bait against Gudai. When a Gudai hit, Gudai used Salto. Gudai serves different stats were raised, became scored, released Idle Pump. He's already putting a test to me as a Pokemon trainer. The previous 5 left them was flat. Looks was defeated. Go type Flowson. My ability to survive got off right from and recovered from fainting. Gura used Head Pump. Flowson avoided the attack. Gura is no longer obscured. Gura's defense stats load. Flowson, strong side wall. That's not very effective. It's good quit. Gura used Head Pump. It's super effective. Flowson was defeated. Go, drift them. Drift them, use strong style hypnosis. Gura grew drowsy. Gura is too drowsy to move. Go, Gravdo! Come back, up them. Gura used Salto. His defense stats were raised and became obscured. Men, this is gonna Trinkies. Come back, Gravdo. Go, Floatzel. Gura is too drowsy to move. I used a Bolson and Duplim and had the TSP restored. Gura used Dragon Pulse. Floatzel was defeated. Gura is no longer obscured. Gura's defense stats restored to normal. Go, Gravdo! Gravdo used strong style Mud Stab attack against Gura. It's super effective. Gotta become scored. Could I use style starter? His defense stats were raised to make him a score. Could I use Dragon Pass? Gordo was defeated. Could I fill up its drowsiness? You can do it, go Bunny. Let's say not couple on this. Ready to buy from Gravel. Could I use Iron Tail? Ah man, come back Bunny. But it's no longer obscured. The defense stat returned normal. Go diff them. Grip them, use Transal Hypnosis. Could I do go drowsy? And it's too drowsy to move. I used a potion on Gravel and his HP restored. I used no building. Gravel has HP restored. Ruda is in his Transal Iron Tail on Dipplum. Dipplum is defeated. Go Gravel. I revive Dipplum. It's too drowsy to move. Come back, Gravel. Go Dublin. Kuda's too drowsy to move. Kuda's no longer obscured. His defense stats will be restored to normal. Dublin stands out confusing against Gouda. It's not very effective. Gouda use Soto. Stefan starts raised and became a score. I used to arrive on futsal. Could I use Trance Style? Dragon Power. Diplom was defeated. Could I fill up the doors nest? Go futsal. I survive and have frozen. Could I use Dragon Pulse on Futsal? Futsal was defeated. Go Gablo. Strong style, what's that? Super effective. Gotta become scored. Could I use the Dragon Pass? God was defeated. Kuda is no longer obscured. Kuda's defense stats returned to normal. Go to frozen. Typhlosion used Strong Style Flamethrower against Kuda. I defeated Kuda. It's curious, but when I watch you in Pokemon battles, says the reader, I feel as if there's no obstacle that can be overcome if people and Pokemon work together. Now let's see about the Pokemon of the lake. I feel a mysterious presence. Carry on. Your emotions, share them with me. Look at those. I can only imagine how it must feel to speak directly to Pokemon like that. When you fall to this land, restored in your heart, bewilderment. How did it feel to bond with Pokemon and work together? Alternate. What did you feel when you mingled with choice clans? They're all so different. What did you feel when cast out the Galaxy team? I accept it. Take this piece of the spirit to bind the world once more. Obtain me spirit's plume. Me spirit's plume proof that I have completed the trial set by me spirit. The being of Mossen lives in Lake Verde. This is much needed to forge the vaccine. Carry on. Carry on. I know that Pokemon spoke with you. You're the butch and not me to my ears. It's mysterious, but I suppose when dealing with someone who falls in the sky, it's only natural to encounter mystery. Next, on to Lake Willow and Lake Good here. Next to Lake Willow and Lake Good here. Looks like they worked out well, Abu. I must say, not an awful lot about Hisui, but I suppose a merchant like you sees all sorts of things in their travels. That's right. You could say it's because I'm a merchant, but I'm mostly just naturally filled with curiosity. I don't know exactly what happened in the past that led to this particular person. Or more likely, I suppose, I want to know where I came from and where I'm headed. I want to know my path, so to speak. The same goes for me. How can I solve the very spot, well, Phobos once beheld a mighty sinnoh. But I have still never seen a mighty sinnoh for myself. 80 miles to Pando for sure, but we have an important task before us. Do you want to return to Mr. Cortita's home? Let's go back. Perfect. I'd like to see what he thinks about progress. Me spirit's bloom. So then stole that too. Then the bird scene must be real as well. I beg your pardon, Caldita, man. What do these Pokemon that be sent to mine have to do with this bird scene? Why exactly sort of behind the rule? Your doubt says a key necklace says Caldita. I see you're not your clan still for nothing. Without the mind, with the root to widen and the very road to the end. Would we even know it? One might even say the world, time, space, all creation exists only because our minds are there to perceive it. Perhaps the bird scene's purpose to that one seen creation as it truly is. What? So does the mind create the world, but isn't it the other way around, or is it? Settlements, my child, teaching us about the world, though, one can be multiple ways. Allows us to think more for ourselves, and the nature of the Almighty Sinner, and the nature of the world in which we dwell. You're absolutely right. Medicine are such fascinating things to study. In any case, all we have to do is complete 2 more trials, and we will get this red chain. How nonsense you sound, how confident have assessed to which you contribute nothing. You tag down only for the chance to gawk at my maintenance and ruins. It's an antique tea set. Something neat, well, I've come to the right place. I'm going to go gold merchant after all. How about 17 persons? How about 8 revives? Where will you be heading? To the place for this. See where I am marking this map. Tells me to go to the snowfield camp. Now to rest. To make sure my Pokemon are fully healed. Where's am I, TrainerAbu? Alola! Was this the person that needs help with the snow white Vulpix? Just the person I've been waiting for. My Kyokyo wanted to have to go play, but they haven't come back yet. Do you think it'll help me find them? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Come back home, Alola. Vulpix were called Kyokyo, you see. Gun. All did not go to play with the rest. 4 Pex. This rotten golden Vulpix looks like. The blonde veins in the snow with the white force of trying to find them all just by myself for 3 gauges. I'm still missing 5 of them. Still able to find my Vulpix playing around the avalanche slopes. Could you find them all and tell them to come back? I shall try to find the hiding Snow White Vulpixes. There are 17 verses remain this area. Hey, I'm over the Galaxy team Silicoats, right? I've heard they were studying Pokemon and making some kind of book about them. Just let me know also studying my deal level Pokemon. So, I'll do commento. This will be even more fascinating. Do have to have one too. I'm mostly convinced that nobody ever so understands Pokemon more than I do. Since I completed some training books, someone saw it to me. As Pokemite's #1 fan now, first I'll make sure you don't miss any details. Here we are, Lake Yakuti. No, I've been told it actually contains zero as well. Nobody knows why though. It could be a fluke of geography or perhaps it's connected to a Pokemon somehow. Lake Yakuti is booked up with the Pokemon Oxy. When Oxy took flight, the knowledge itself was homes for born people's minds. That's what the stories say anyway. Yo, my elk phone is bleeping. Beeping, that is. I do that can make cave simply appear from the worst guard a handy one to have. I don't know what waits inside. Imagine there might be Pokemon in there protecting Lake's Guardian take go. Okay. I sent a tail in the air. What is this? I'm not seeing Pokemon stands before me. Kawawa. Could that be the dreadful, baneful facts? I see my progress. Wow. Go, Gravelo. Devil's Dark is filled with immense news widow. Something other. Okay. Go, Luxray. Looks way, use bait. Strong style bait. It is super effective. So yourself don't use nasty pat. As the fun stats were raised. Looks way, use strong style bait against Zora. It's super effective. A could have quit. Really for the Zora. Looks way and have doesn't have leveled up. They're painful facts. It is a Pokemon said to be filled with magic. You were told stories about it as children. You feel mysterious presence. Gasp. Killing. Come, I will test your knowledge. Cambi, Zuba, unknown. Magneton, Dukecraft, how many other eyes? Tommy eats one by one, yeah, all at once. Answer me. Return to. Oops. Let me enter that again. Into me too, eventually you would. Come over test tonight. Can be easy but unknown by the time the crafts how many other eyes. Tell me each one by one but yeah all at once. And tell me I'm ready to answer. The answer is 60131. That's what I believe. Kill on. Take this piece of the spirit to bind the world once more. Gasp! I got a Noxie's claw. It's a proof that I've completed the trial set by Oxy, the being of knowledge that lives in 8 Lake and Curity. This helm's needed to avoid the mud scene. Goodness, that was tricky. 21 more to go now. You said I'd do that. Goodness, that was tricky. 21 more to go now. I seem well went well, TrainerAbu. Still must find out why don't they just give us the bud saying while they're running around. Perhaps they mean to test whether whoever seeks it is worthy. Perhaps you're right, who knows what would happen if it found the right hands after all. Though on the other hand, what use would those one hands have for it? Who can say for sure maybe Red Zane has some other use besides running the world? Red Zane's is mysterious this entire predicament we're in. If we continue visiting the stakes, we'll get closer to an answer, so shall we return to Mr. Caudita's home? Let's go back. Wonderful, then we can see if Mr. Caudita has any more sights to say with us. I like Caudita's name, reminds me of Caudita from Dragon Ball Z. When Goku and Vegeta fused. But Uxi's klar, I sent a rump to it. I do have to wonder if anyone else has ever completed trials of these sleek Pokemon. Indeed, yet we want to add just a dash more speed. Things in deep life relates our tense. What makes you say so? It seems the Pokemon's been glimpsed on the other side of it. Now those Ginkgo guild mentioned to me that Kamino come to us way to force, not to survey the Pokemon to secure it, so they need a rise. When those Ginkgo guild mentions make it sound as if we're not one of them. Now if a Pokemon truly were to go beyond the rift, would become a one, I wonder? Don't know how so it's great, but we'll stop you tonight, bro. Let's go get the final one we need. Let the spirit come as a historic moment to unfold too. Be right back. Now to watch this historic wonderful. What? Is that all you really do? Perhaps a good thing I would say though, I'm about to. I listen to hold myself though, it's TrainerAbu. I mean, everything related to it. So that's what a Pokemon involved. I just remember, like, whatever involves this sky that they left. I remember once I was sat the third lake and found what seemed to be thing. Make with their solid ones. I shall do that. Where we be headed? I'll go to Hill. To the Milelands camp. It's TrainerAbu. Not to survey to there. Now to climb up to over there. Do you know about Lake Valo? It's said to have been formed by a volcanic eruption much like Lake Verenity. But there are also other theories that say it was carved out in the midst of a Pokemon battle. This lake is protected by the Pokemon Nozzle. Nozzle took flight, but will to do what needs doing is put in people's house. So that's right, that's in what others believe. My microphone is beeping. Take a look at this. No man. Yeah, Kevin Bill has formed, that is. Oh, Kevin Bills? Well, there was none. As if just for TrainerAbu. Let's head in, TrainerAbu. Imagine time Pokemon could have inside, protecting the Pokemon Lake. Take care. To go, smile, smiles. One airy space. Why would the bee come inside the cave anyway? For well, info too. A missing Pokemon waits before you. Watch yourself, TrainerAbu. Those calls so do look vicious. You gotta do that. Fishy Missy and Fishy Me. Go, Luxray. Alpha Colos. Overclaws, bomb flates, and selects that. Overclaws damage pipe to recoil. I'm going to read let's attack first, but this game goes kind of vertical fast. We're strong style. Thunder Fan X-ray. Great. Oh man. Overclaws is not our style, poison style. Luxray was defeated. Come back, Luxray. Go, Gravelo. I choose you. Gravelo, use strong style, mud slap attack. It's super effective. Gotta be him obscured. Overcall used Aqua Tail. The target, which is Gravelo, was obscured, so it missed. And they used Aqua Tail and that's super effective. That was defeated. Goals. Go, Flotel. Flotel, use strong style swift attack. Overcall was defeated. I knew you could do it, TrainerAbu, says Evita. I feel mysterious presence. Jinkies. Yeah. So to me, I'm yielding real. Strike me if you can, Abu. Wait, bombs? I meant to try to hurt. What's wrong with them then? Am I really supposed to do this though? I want to hit that Pokemon with anything. It seems so pro and cool. But if they allow me to for the trial, I'm supposed to go. I seem to hear a voice inside my head. Oh, I abandoned this folly? I'm done with this. I want to throw the bombs at Pokemon. Maybe you could collect yourself, yes, but I don't think I'd attempt to give up halfway. Yeah, I feel a mysterious presence. Cool. I only gave up last time because I didn't want to hit the Pokemon bombs. It's so cool, so I felt bad for taking the bombs. But if it wants me to, apparently that's how I have to proceed. So anyways, but so to me, Undyne will strike me if you can. Okay, if you say so. 3 bombs, I meant to try to hit a zone with them then. Apparently so. I don't really understand why it wants me to like hit it with a bunch of bombs, but this is so for trial. I seem to hear a voice from inside of my head. Why, you been in this folly? Where you been in this folly? I'm not through yet. I don't give up. TrainerAbu never gives up. No, I boost would. I mean, I'm TrainerAbu and I don't give up. I seem to hear a voice from inside of my head. It seems you had best give up. Will I continue regardless? I'm not through yet. Just like I want to be friends with my old friends, even though my old friends said they don't like me anymore. I don't give up. Like when the door goes up to Sasuke. Also, that's not one of my favorite animes, Gas, by the way. Those fats like it's like mainstream. Fats for like Barkley and like the side characters. Yes. I seem to hear a voice from inside my head. Oh, it's called wait. For that could be all over. Give up your struggle in vain. Are you yet, Plasan? I'm not through yet. Says me, TrainerAbu, the Pokemon TrainerAbu. Kyan. Take this piece of the spirit to bind this world once more. Gasp, I got it. Yes, yeah. I obtained Arceus fame. Arceus fame. Proof that I've completed the trial step by Aesop, being a full part that lives in Lake Frodo. I almost needed to first word say. That looked exhausting, but now it's only 2 or 3 lakes. That looked exhausting, but now it's only 2 or 3 lakes. Indeed. We seem to finish the 3 lake trials. When more quickly, we were told to then head for the solid ruins. I don't know what could defeat us though, possibly, but I'm always excited to explore some ancient ruins. Let's be on our way. That's all the ruins. Misty's so very good at obscuring things. It's not been said to blow boundaries. I'll make a reference to Misty from Pokemon though. That's all. That's what I feel to somehow bring together the world of humans with Pokemon and the world of myth. Maybe we need that into this. That being said, what are we meant to do now? Seems I made it in time, so let's go Dita. Good thing that Cordita arrived in time. If I just when we would have assembled all 3 gifts, did you somehow see our progress across the distance behind us? I had the aid of a rather remarkable Pokemon, if you really wish to know. What do you mean? The Pokemon that flits about the Hisui region? But never mind that now. About the red sign, how we can afford it? I would hardly know. You speak of a divine instrument, and said to be capable of buying the very word. That's pretty extreme. Do you really imagine it can be forged by mortal hands? Then what are we going to do? Search into the vastness of Hisui for the answer? The 3 guardians of the lake Pokemons. The Pokemon of the lakes. Gasp, what are they doing for us? I'm glad they're helping us out. It's a red saying. I've seen the red saying. Thank you, spirits of the lakes. I won't forget that. Servers too, with the pact of people have passed town for all these noises have been kept. At last I can set this burden aside. If the sea did once again, TrainerAbu. Yet things don't seem to be going so well with the rest of the world. What have you heard now? I have had some news from my fellow merchants in the Genkoku Guild. It seems the commander is going to forego waiting for a Mexican to release. He been to scam Mount Fakona himself even. As he does, his son says, he plans to get close to it, to study himself. Well, he doesn't yet know that TrainerAbu has managed to get the Red Sea now, does he? That's true, there's no way he could. You need to tell him about the team, about everything TrainerAbu has did before he sets out. Yes. Oh no. So the Phoenix 6 doesn't look like. That's Abu. Welcome back, Abu. It's been grim here. We're in the survey clubs, hardly even speak to one another lately. But with you back, TrainerAbu, maybe Captain Celine's appetite for potato matty will return now. And I very human, were you, Abu? How can the captain know you're back, TrainerAbu? Oh my dear Abu. The professor has been awfully worried about you, Abu. Of course I was worried, but I don't think I could hold a candle to this dress you told to carry. That's blowing out a person. I don't think it's appropriate for an adult to make things up just to hide our embarrassment. But, where's the captain? Wasn't he coming out with you, Professor? She's put under a amount of work, I'm afraid, but to join her in the Survey Club's office. It seems so handsome more than for now that Commander is gone. The Commander is gone? Oh, he set out for Mount Kona and the security clubs and all. He's summoned to handle this whole space-time business himself, including dealing with the Pokemon that's been spotted out the side. That's why I was throwing in for the regular guards. The Pikachu already. Oh, we aren't getting anywhere out here. Let's head inside and push the captain. To push the captain, we saw leave. Sunny says, "So you managed not to die, boo. Just a salad. Well done." Altoida. No doubt your own past deeds undo any help you may receive. Before moving forward, I must ask. I assume that you're here again because someone has found something of use. So I got this word seen. Go on. I explained about the word scene and everything. A legendary tool said to bind us very well. Commando is no longer here to polite village. The security corps had been scouting the area near the space-time rift, and they reported sightings of something on the side of it. Seemed to be some of the Pokemon. The commander made the decision to take the security corps to the mountain so as to be prepared to run there for any possible threat. They were to make the Temple of the Peak. But they only picked the absent because my old friends who all next to me said, make sure in the Final Fantasy there's different absents, so they pick like different romantic friendship absent to raise a friendship in order to get further in the game. And I just remember right then, I thought, okay, well Sass told me that in the Final Fantasy pick command take that. So I thought, okay, in Final Fantasy can I do that, so I picked that absent. Anyways, Callie said, "Oh, the strong the commander himself may be, some kind of mood to help. As it comes to the Silver Corps, I hereby behold you to proceed as follow. Hey boo, take the red scene to Mount Kona, make your way to the peak, and put an end to all this. You're firstly reinstated at your former rank." Okay. Hey, you certainly can do that with the commando bay, Captain. If you didn't wish me to decide things in the first place, then you snapped that me in charge here. Then I'll go as well. We're on this together. We members of the Survey Corps. Naturally, no one says it's not. Go. Something the matter, look, y'all. I'm right, and you are? Okay, Abu, nice to meet you. Cool, let's look out. Cool. Seem to cause some sort of town out too. Wouldn't bars you could come to the training grounds? I don't think about the steel type. Yep. One way is down my back. That's only one thing that means. Can I finally do that? Snow White Vulpix cross table and do that. So much so with this quest that I'm gonna look for it. Let's go. Super Mario from the series known as Super Mario Bros. By Nintendo. Hi, I'm close to explain style of the security cops. That's me. Thanks so much for taking on my quest. I need you to catch a Zubat and show it to me so I can look at its eyes. I'll be cross now, but I've got a good reason for it. Zubat never seemed to have a turbo flying around in pitch darkness. For me, so night vision must be tap nuts. If I could learn how to see in the dark like them, night sips and guard duty would be a breeze. So I'm catching up, catch a Zubat and come show it to me, would ya? Oh, do you have a Zubat to show me? I so do. Here is a Zubat to show you. That's TrainerAbu. I'll just take a look at those people, says closer. Explain out, please, Zubat. Jeepers, peoples. What's that? With the ice hand, this little guy, don't tell me it's never even have eyes, but then it means Zubat flies around even while being completely blind. Zubat must have some other kind of a secret since if it doesn't even need eyes. Sorry, that's amazing now, but it hardly helps me. I'm going to do about my nighttime steps and guard duty. Get upon our Zubat? Gasp! Oh, that's a good idea, TrainerAbu. No need for me to go out alone after all. It'll hopefully be great. But Zubat, that's that then. I'll get out there and find a Zubat that can help me as my partner Pokemon. Thanks for the great advice. Zubat's race complete. It's a leaves, not a lot I can say. I'm telling you. Bummy is the Pokemon the cloak made of leaves. No, Bummy cloaks are made of minerals like sand and rock and gray silver. Feeling cold and fascinating to Bummy. This kind of snow. It both so ugly and burning before I've listened to some other Pokemon. They might ask you the same thing. I've seen Pokemon here in Hisui and I've seen back my own reason too, and guess what? All covered in trash. Oh my, I must have gotten confused, Mom, I do. Please, both of you, we'll just repeat the same arguments over and over at this point. Hey, you're from the Silver Cubs, aren't you? Good figure out its service. It's right pretty quick if someone buys snacks or Bummy. Catch one and come sort to us, will ya? Okay.
Have you bought a bummy to show us, you know, the book covered in leaves? Here you go. Yep, there's a bummy alright. It's similar to I'll give you that, but this must be a different species. Yeah, I'm buying it. This isn't a bummy. Oh, if I think the real deal can convince these two, I guess we'll need to look at the fake bummy too. Could he try to catch both the so-called bummy that might come in so we'll track them all? Okay, you got a bummy yet? The toss covered one? I already saw what they mean by covered in toss. Maybe this, what's the deal with this thing that bummy know? We call themselves in toss and know no ways about it. Nani? This one maybe? Oh, now that's a bummy knows mistake. I don't know about that. Indeed, this program's don't bummy. These two aren't gonna make this the real bummy. Looks like I have to line up with both the fake ones too. Hey, super guy, BS bummies. Both those wanna be bummies as well, would ya? Okay, have you bought some bummy to show us? That's what I'm gonna talk over, my dear. I sure do. It's this way. What's that? Go tita, like possible party. I guess, come to the take a good look, both of you. Get some mind off me. Oh, I guess it looks pretty similar. There's no way this is above me. Yeah, I gotta be. What's that? What's its twice? Aha. Well, we've seen all each other supposed to above me. But we're now close on the green on I can. Nothing else for it. That's a Professor Lawrence decide. The bummy he chooses to put in the Pokedex be considered the real bummy. But to complete Bummy's Pokedex until you come back and show us what it says, will ya? There are 4 of us in this area. Canala Bridge. I went over the Starryville Lake. Did you find the TrainerAbu? The commander's already at Mount Corner. Already how could a gold man like commando be so reckless? First exploring TrainerAbu and all this, I think need a strong talking to. As to the Pokemon though, to already know who reigns over all space, I can go anyone vast who's so that please. Now I'm going to stop the commando. Who is the reckless one? Hey, you got one out of the village, right? But you still try to find a way to help us all? Well, this TrainerAbu worked pretty hard to get that rod change to help us. Too, right? Now fine job he did too. That's the right corpus is always hard at work for the sake of running in the village as well as for the sake of our racing the Pokemon. Thanks, he'll take this. I obtained a max revive. Here goes all 3. One make for the summer camp and
the Temple of Zeno. 2, use the red saint to resolve this mess. And 3, be torn her alive. Okay. I've heard that it has been accepted back into the galaxy, DM, have you? I suppose going to another here some persons for me to celebrate? Obtain 3 max wasn't. It looks like the big moment is upon us at last, but no, that'll be fine, but I worked so hard to earn that red sign. I sure did. Both the man and Oda have headed to the beak as well. My good TrainerAbu, I wish you great efforts in the battles to come. We truly regret losing one of our most beloved and loyal customers. It seems Commando intends to use the summit camp as the base of operation for this undertaking. As for me, I think I will set up shop closer to the temple itself. Things certainly seem to have gone off hand. That's my leave, or if anything goes wrong, the great Mali will be here for most of at least. You gotta do that. I'm glad I got the red scene. Thank you for watching. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, depending on which time zone on. Watching this film. And yeah, thanks for watching this. I greatly appreciate it. Yours.